How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. 'Cause I heard all the men. Get down on it. Baby, baby. Get down on it. Get on it. Get down on it. I say people. What you gonna do? You gotta get on the fire.
It's always a better choice. My one and only station.
DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, the Roseau Enhancement Project is now entering its implementation phase. In news from the region, Antigua's government reaffirms its commitment to subsidizing gas prices. And internationally, U.S. Defense Secretary says NATO must return to war-fighting roots. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when we return.
Bundle and watch $98 flow back into your pocket. It's simple. Just add mobile to broadband and save big with Flow. Get fiber fast Wi-Fi at home and all the data you need on the go. We've got you covered everywhere. So what are you waiting for? It's connection times 2 and up to $98 in savings for you. Add mobile to broadband today and take your connection to the next level. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
DBS News.
Welcome back. The Roseau Enhancement Project is now entering its implementation phase. According to a Facebook post by the government of Dominica, this week a meeting was held involving project consultants, representatives from government departments, utility companies, and other key stakeholders to prepare for the start of the work. Follows the recent award of a U.S. $2.24 million consultancy contract to the Saudi Arabia Consulting Engineering Office PACE in association with Corisav Inc. of Dominica. The contract is for the design review and supervision of the road rehabilitation works. The Roseau Enhancement Project includes the rehabilitation of Independence Street, Bath Road, Cox Street, Great George Street, Virgin Lane, River Street, and King George V Street. The initiative is part of the government's ongoing efforts to modernize the capital, improve road infrastructure, and create a safer, more pedestrian-friendly city. 143 students will officially graduate from the Business Training Center after completing programs in 21 fields. The Business Training Center will hold its graduation ceremony tomorrow at the Truth and Grace Fellowship Church at 10 a.m. The 2026 graduation ceremony is being held under the theme Empowered to Impact the World.
This year, we are proud to graduate 143 students across 21 different programs, including the high school diploma, nursing assistant and patient care, phlebotomy training, among many others. Our theme this year is Empowered to Impact the World, drawn from Matthew 5:16. It speaks to what BTC has stood for nearly 30 years now, equipping Dominicans with the skills and confidence to go out and make a real difference in their families, their workplaces, and their communities. We invite the public, especially the families of our graduates, to join us this Friday as we celebrate the hard work and achievement of this graduating class. On behalf of the entire BTC family, congratulations to the class of 2026. We look forward to seeing the impact you will make.
Managing Director of the Business Training Center, Lucia Stedman. Opposition Senator Delbert Paris has issued a call for Dominicans to participate in the voter confirmation process. Senator Paris, who was this morning officially confirmed as the UWP candidate for the Marigot constituency, told a press conference of the party that voter confirmation and the right to vote should not be taken lightly.
Everyone of voting age, if you have not been confirmed yet, go and get confirmed. Our right to vote and to participate in the democracy that we have fought for and our ancestors have fought for is not just about putting a mark on a paper. It's about ensuring that we write our story. It's not leaving it up to politicians to make decisions for us. And the future of Dominica, henceforth, will no longer be written by politicians. It will be written by the good people of Dominica who have Dominica's future at heart. So no long story. Go and get confirmed. But that is exactly why you should get registered to vote. That is exactly why you should let your voice be heard. Because it is your duty. Our ancestors fought to put us on this platform, and we cannot take the right that we inherited for granted. Go and get registered to vote today.
Opposition Senator Delbert Paris. Meantime, former Chief Physical Planner Juliet Shillingford has been officially confirmed as the UWP candidate for the Roseau Central constituency for the next general elections. Shillingford was introduced at a press conference of the UWP this morning.
For many years, I served as Chief Planner, but I stand here not so much as a planner that understands the workings of a city. I stand before you as an ordinary citizen. I stand here to ask the people of Roseau Central to raise your expectations. Demand more. Expect more, because you deserve more. But I did not come here today simply to talk about problems. I came to talk about possibilities. I see our river as an asset that we have turned our back on. I see our cultural and architectural heritage in the city as an economic opportunity. I see our young people as skilled innovators and entrepreneurs. I see our businesses of all sizes as partners in development. I see a cleaner city. I see a safer city. I see a greener city. I see a healthier city, a more vibrant city, a city that works, a city where businesses can thrive, a city where families can prosper, a city that is livable, welcoming, and full of opportunity. That is the Roseau I see. And that is the Roseau I believe we can build together.
UWP election hopeful for Roseau Central, Juliet Shillingford. The party also launched former parliamentary representative for Roseau North, Danny Luge, as its candidate for the upcoming by-election. The Dominica Calypso Association has taken a decision to open the 2027 Calypso season in the month of November. That's according to Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Calypso Association, Peter Leta. Leta says the 2027 elimination competition will take place on Saturday, November 7th, 2026.
Well, this executive of the Dominica Calypso Association is all about doing whatever it takes to elevate the art form of Calypso. We tried new things for the 2026 season, and this upcoming 2027 season, we're going to be trying other things. So firstly, we'll be starting on the 7th of November, which is very early compared to previous years. So with the hope that we can get the remainder of the independence crowd. The quarterfinals will be on the 2nd of January, very early in the year. The semifinals will be on the 16th of January. And the finals will be on the 6th of February, which is actually 3 weeks after the semis. I mean, normally we would have the finals 2 weeks after the semis, but we decided to try something new, give Calypsonians more time to learn their second songs, give the band more time to prepare the second songs. So we'll have a much more prepared competition, more quality in the finals, to elevate the standard of Calypso, standard of the finals, and to give the patrons, the supporters of Calypso, a better product. So people come support Calypso for the upcoming 2027 season, be at the eliminations, be at the quarterfinals, be at the semifinals, be at the finals. Just support Calypso, support all 10s, Stardom 10 Mass Camp, and let's just make Calypso big, big, big for 2027.
Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Calypso Association, Peter Leta. The Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence has announced that the results of the 2026 Grade 6 National Assessment will be released tomorrow. This year, a total of 792 candidates registered for the examinations, including 380 girls and 412 boys, across 62 designated centers nationwide. The exams were administered on Thursday, May 28th and Friday, May 29. Education Minister Octavia Alfred is down to address the official ceremony. DBS Radio will bring live coverage of the event tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. at the Goodwill Parish Hall. The Dominica Social Security may consider introducing a payment option for contributors who have reached retirement age but still wish to work. Deputy Director of the Dominica Social Security, Augustus Etienne, made this announcement during a program on DBS Radio this morning. Etienne highlighted that Social Security is still obligated to provide benefits to individuals who have reached retirement age and continue to work. However, those individuals are not currently required to contribute to the fund.
As it now stands, the pensionable age is 65. That is when you become pensionable, meaning that you can work, you're still employable, you can contribute to Social Security, you're still coverable, you're still insurable. We have to protect you until it's 65.
Right.
There is nothing saying you cannot continue working. When you get to 65, the system now has to start paying you your pension. Yes, you can continue to work, but you're no longer required to contribute to the system again because you have reached the maximum age at which you're supposed to pick. Although there is a thought that when people are engaged in employment, they are exposed to risk on the job that they can get into an accident on the job. So there is a thought going forward that we may eventually have to do that. Even if a person is in receipt of their age pension from Social Security, if they continue to work, the employer should still protect them against accidental injury on the job. But that is something that is in the future.
Deputy Director of the Dominica Social Security, Augustus Etienne. Cuban graduate and a member of the Dominica Guild of Cuban Graduates, Dr. Damian Dublin, has reiterated a call for the U.S. economic blockade on Cuba to be lifted. Dr. Dublin says the long-standing blockade is unjustified.
I have made many statements in my personal capacity as a proud graduate of Cuban University to call for the removal of this unjust and inhumane economic blockade against Cuba. I mean, after 60 plus years of this blockade, we see instead of it being removed, they are applying harder and tighter sanctions. It looks like it's a strategy of economic strangulation to achieve what objective? Really, I just cannot imagine. You cut off the oil energy supply, passing stricter and harder restrictions against any country who doing business with Cuba, the private hotels in Cuba, the credit card companies. I mean, I'm just still trying to understand what has Cuba done which merits that kind of response. Cuba is no threat to America. Miami is just 90 miles from Cuba. We have to learn to respect each other's sovereignty and learn to coexist.
Cuban graduate and a member of the Dominica Guild of Cuban Graduates, Dr. Damian Dublin. He says Cuba's humanitarian initiatives around the world must not go unnoticed.
Cuba has done only good for the Caribbean through its human resource development. The number of Cuban graduates in the islands in all spheres of professions Cuba has gone to Africa dealing with Ebola. During the AIDS pandemic, the Cuban doctors were actually going in while others were running away. In many Latin American countries, Haiti and other countries, the Cubans are serving areas that are underserved. So really, I would want to call again for the removal of this unjust embargo, 60 plus years, and more pressure has been added. The people of Cuba are suffering, and we have to stand in solidarity with them at this time.
Cuban graduate and a member of the Dominica Guild of Cuban Graduates, Dr. Damian Dublin. That's the National Focus, Regional and International Developments up next.
For it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So FastPay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. So FastPay, so FastPay.
Flow is keeping you connected. DBS News.
In news from the region, Director General of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Maurice Merchant, said that during the cabinet meeting on Wednesday, the government reaffirmed its commitment to subsidizing gas prices. He noted that gas prices in Antigua and Barbuda are currently the lowest in the Caribbean region.
Cabinet reaffirmed its policy of maintaining subsidized gasoline rates, noting that the subsidy at the pumps remains substantial and continues to provide relief to consumers, and in Antigua and Barbuda stands at the lowest, save and except for Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago. The prices currently in Antigua, $14.50 per gallon. For gasoline, diesel is at $14.25.
Director General of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Maurice Merchant. And internationally, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has argued that the alliance has lost its way after shifting focus from military readiness. Hegseth said NATO became distracted by other issues instead of prioritizing tanks, fighter jets, and air defense systems. His remarks came as NATO confirmed European allies are increasing their contributions after the United States reduced its pledged role in the alliance crisis forces.
I'm announcing today a 6-month Department of War review that will examine America's force posture and basing in Europe. Up to 6 months, could be less. Let's call it the NATO 3.0 review. No longer focused on defending Europe, NATO 2.0 drifted toward out-of-area operations and things that had nothing to do with warfighting at all. Instead of tanks and fighters and air defenses, the focus has been on gender equity and climate change and defense austerity. NATO 3.0 is post-Cold War recognition that it needs to go back to a real hardline military alliance that has real military capabilities capable of deterring right here on the continent and taking the lead for the conventional defense of Europe.
U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. That's news, the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next with Alian Christopher.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Well, good evening. I'm Alan Christopher with this evening's sport report. The West Indies women made it 2 wins in 2 matches, beating Scotland by 7 runs as the ICC Women's T20 World Cup continued today. Stephanie Taylor cracked 47 from 19 balls and Shemaine Campbell made 36 as the Windies posted 153 for 6. Catherine Fraser took 2 for 34 for Scotland. In response, Darcy Carter struck 59 and Arthur Lister made 33, keeping Scotland in the hunt. But Alia Aline's 3 wickets in the penultimate over gave the Windies a clear sight of victory in this close encounter. Alia Aline finished with 3 for 11, Hayley Matthews 3 for 19, Afi Fletcher 2 for 16 and Kiana Joseph 1 for 27. Windies captain Hayley Matthews says she was happy her team could make it 2 in 2.
Obviously a very, very close game there. One that went right to the end, so a lot of nerves going around, but yeah, glad that we got over the line.
What were the challenges in the first 15 overs of your batting effort, 95 for 5?
Yeah, I thought they bowled some really good areas. I felt like they certainly cramped for room, and I think probably myself and a few of the others struggled to go for different options. But yeah, I think staff coming in at the back end there really was able to make a difference, and doing so by playing some classical cricket shots. So it was really good to see her in that form.
Windies women's captain Hayley Matthews. Meantime, Hayley Matthews has reclaimed the #1 spot in the ICC Women's T20 All-Rounder rankings with 471 rating points. She reclaimed the #1 position among T20 international all-rounders after producing a fine all-round display in the West Indies' 7-wicket win over New Zealand in their first T20 World Cup match. The Windies captain overtaking Amelia Kerr at the summit. Kerr has 460 rating points. India's Deepti Sharma sits third with 365 rating points. Other Windies players, Afi Fletcher, sit number 23 on the all-rounders list, and Chanel Henry drops down to 25 with 138 rating points. Staying with cricket, England trails New Zealand. First innings score 391 by 169 runs. England closed day 2 on 222 for 6. Emilio Gay got 53, Joe Root 46 and Ben Duckett 36. Matt Henry has 2 for 57. Will O'Rourke 2 for 61. Earlier, Glenn Phillips made 100 for New Zealand and Darryl Mitchell made 44. Kyle Jimson also made 41 as the Kiwis posted 391 in their first innings. Jacob Bethel had 3 for 26 for England. Day 3 will resume at 6 a.m. Caribbean time on Friday. And Sri Lanka have ended the day on 38 for 1, taking on the West Indies Select 11. The Sri Lankans, they lost Lahiru Udara for 7 late in the day. Niall Smith has the only wicket so far for the Windies 11. Earlier on day 1, the West Indies Select 11 made 205 all out. Kirk Mackenzie made 58, Kimo Paul 36 and Kevin Wickham 20. Lahiru Kumara picked up 4 wickets for the Sri Lankans. Sri Lanka heads into day 2 trailing by 167 runs. And Johan Manzambi scored a brace to lift Switzerland to a 4-1 win over Bosnia and Herzegovina just a short while ago. Ruben Vargas and Granit Xhaka scored 1 each for Switzerland, while Emin Mamic got the lone goal for Bosnia. Currently, Canada are taking on Qatar. The scores in that match: Canada 1, Kyle Larin getting the goal in the 16th minute. And earlier today, the Czech Republic and South Africa played to a 1-1 draw. Michael Sadilek put the Czech Republic in front in the 6th minute. Thibaut Mokina leveled for South Africa in the 83rd, giving the two teams their first points of the 2026 World Cup. The tournament continues later tonight with Mexico taking on South Korea. That match gets underway at 9 p.m. President of the Dominican Netball Association, Colita Hamilton, says the recent friendly series between a BVI netball team and 3 netball clubs on island has been successful. The BVI netball team took on the Bambish 212s, Celtics and Spartans 1, all at Windsor Park.
Well, overall, it was a very good event. It was well attended, and the Dominican teams were very enthusiastic about playing. It's always a good thing when we have foreigners come to play us, and so we really enjoy having them, and we enjoyed being hospitable towards them. It was an opportunity for us to kind of gauge our level with theirs. because them having not played for quite a while and coming onto the scene, they would have played Trinidad. They would have gone to Trinidad earlier. So coming to Dominica to play, was a good opportunity to see the level that we are at and the improvements we can make.
President of the Dominican Netball Association, Colita Hamilton. Meanwhile, Spartans won and the Celtics will feature in a championship match on Saturday in the National Netball League. Both teams remain unbeaten heading into the final match of the season. That game is set for 6 p.m. on Saturday. Seneco Primary School and Coliho Kolibestri combined have booked their places in the finals of the Sports Division Primary Schools Netball Festival following semi-final victories at Benjamin Park. In Portsmouth, in the Developmental Division semi-final, Seneco Primary School defeated Penville Primary School 11 goals to 2. Diana Louis led the way with 7 goals from 17 attempts, while Zanaya Shillingford added 4 goals from 6 attempts. Danisha Senhouse scored both goals for Penville, shooting 2 from 12. Meanwhile, in the competition at the Windsor Park, Coliho Kolibestri combined blanked the Cassibus Primary School 7-0. Nala Vidal scored 4 goals from 13 attempts, while Annalise Thomas contributed 3 goals from 12 attempts. Both teams will now turn their attention to the finals scheduled for Friday, June 26. Dominica women's cricket captain Anisha Fontaine says she is eager to make a strong contribution to the Trinbago Knight Riders after being drafted for the upcoming Women's Caribbean Premier League WCPL, which bowls off in Barbados in September. Speaking on the off-the-field program last night following the announcement, Fontaine highlighted her wicket-keeping abilities and aggressive style of play as key strengths she hopes to bring to the franchise team.
I'm actually a really good wicketkeeper, as I claim myself to be. I'm actually an explosive player as well, so I think that's something that they're actually looking for. So hopefully when I get my chance, I'm able to do it and perform to my best of my abilities. Yes, I have set some personal goals, but I don't want to pound on it so much. I will take it one day at a time, and when the time comes, I will just go out there and do my best. I know it's a big stage and it will come up a lot of pressure, but I see it as part of a challenge. I want to go out there, trust the preparation, play my role for the team, and represent for myself, my family, and for Dominica.
Trinbago Knight Riders player Anisha Fontaine. On to basketball, the happy 767 Sports Club Dominators are on the verge of qualifying for the finals of the DABA Premier Division after beating the Detroit Blazers in Game 1 of their 3-match semi-final series last night at the Massac Indoor Facility. Jacob Barry continued with his hot shooting form, hitting 6 3-pointers on his way to 36 points on the night. Kelsey Guy added 23 as the Dominators won 89-78. Sergi Joseph scored 26 and Zach Bastian added 16 for the Blazers. Dominators head coach Abul Sanderson says despite the win, the job is not done.
I'm really proud of the guys tonight. Our bench was short tonight. We were missing 2 starters, as in Shaman and Unlimited. The guys step up. Everybody showed up. Everybody did their part. Everybody listened. That is after a season of working together. I know we didn't get to train as much, but we were training and limiting. It showed tonight, and I'm happy to see the performance of my team tonight.
Jacob Barry was real big. He hit some big 3-pointers. He's really been on fire in the last few games.
No, let me think. That's the best player in Dominica now. I can't argue that. Barry, when we need a basket, he's there. When we need a stop, he's there. Barry was all around. That's our MVP, not just on offense. Yes, you talk about hitting the shots, but Barry was there for everything, even to take a best shooter and best scorer on that team. So I'm proud of my boy. My boy come out tonight.
One win away now from the finals, but we know the Blazers are going to come hard in Game 2. How are you going to prepare the guys mentally for that?
No, I have to keep everybody focused. Everybody know that here's what they're going to come. Expect that they're going to come and try to hit us hard in the first quarter. Make an adjustment after go at them. Same way they're going to adjust, we'll adjust one time in the game. Simple as that.
Dominators head coach Abdul Sanderson. Meantime, Blazers coach Donnie Robinson says his team made too many errors.
We had too many turnovers, missed too many free throws, and the intensity just wasn't there. So hopefully Friday will come better. But the game was okay. I think the first 3 quarters of the game, the third quarter got away from us a little bit, but we outplayed them in the final quarter. So we have something to take from that.
Do you think the short layoff might have impacted the way the Blazers came out tonight?
Well, maybe, but that's no excuse. It's a basketball season and guys to stay in shape. So I'm not going to take. They outplayed us on the hustle and the energy, but that's one game down. We have 2 more to go.
Blazers head coach Donnie Robinson. The DABA Premier League semi-finals will continue tonight with the regular season champions, the Dr. Daru Pichler Sports Club Falcons, taking on the BAA Sharks in Game 1 of their series. That game will get underway at 9 p.m. Meanwhile, in the Division 1 semi-finals last night, the Posse Pacers took a Game 1 to none lead in their series with the defending champs, the Dr. Daru Pichler Sports Club Falcons, winning the game 82-81. Nigel George scored 39 points and Troy Brooks got 15 for the Pacers, who managed the win with only 6 players. Karim Daniel got 37 and Keuma Telemak 20 for the Falcons. The DABA Division 1 semi-finals will continue tonight with the West Coast Ballers taking on the Paybush Snipers in Game 2 of their series. A win for the Ballers will see them into the finals, while the Snipers will need to win tonight or win tonight's game to force a decisive Game 3. Tonight's game gets underway at 7 p.m. And that's all the time that we have this evening for the Sports Report. I've been the presenter, Arlian Christopher. On behalf of the entire News and Sports Department, I've been again your presenter, Arlian Christopher, and our links person this evening, Joseph Fadul. We're saying good evening.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We have no death announcements for you this evening, so we head straight into the general announcements.
And now, your Community Bulletin Board.
Once again, welcome to this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 18th day of June 2026, and we begin with the general announcements. Dominic advises their pay-as-you-go customers that work will be undertaken to prepare the upgraded Juice platform for going live during the period Tuesday 23rd and Wednesday 24th of June. Customers and vendors will not be able to access the Juice platform for topping up and will also not receive message alerts while the system is being activated. Customers are therefore encouraged to top up their accounts by Monday, June 22nd, and ensure there is sufficient credit to last throughout Wednesday, 24th June 2026. This temporary inconvenience is necessary to facilitate important upgrades to the Juice platform, which will ultimately provide customers with a more reliable, efficient, and improved service experience. Tom Lake thanks all for their patience and understanding. Notice is given that the annual general meeting of the St. Mark's Fisher Folk and Tourism Cooperative Societies Limited shall convene on Sunday, June 21, 2026 from 3 p.m. at the Gospel Mission Church in Scott's Head. The agenda is as follows: ascertainment of quorum, call to order and opening prayer, apologies for absence, opening remarks, chairperson and president of the board of directors, featured speaker, Basic Needs Trust Fund BNTF official, Sufria Scott's Head Village Fish Processing. Business session, reading and confirmation of minutes, matters arising from the minutes, reports and discussion as broken down as follows: Board of Directors, Auditor and Treasurer, Supervisory and Compliance Committee, and Nominations Committee. Then, new business broken down as follows: appropriation of surplus, appointment of auditor, open forum, then election of officers, any other business, join